My presentation today is about our company, Trina Solar, and I'll touch on a bit on some of our key strengths. Then after that, I'll go on to some of the innovation products that we are rolling out to the markets. Okay, so first I'll start with a very brief overview of the company. Trina is actually founded in Changzhou in 1997, and our revenue last year was $1.3 billion. And since we manufactured modules in 2005 to today, we have shipped more than 5.1 gigawatts worldwide, and we have 22 offices worldwide with 15,000 employees. Yep. So our Changzhou campus is currently the world's largest PV manufacturing campus, and we are listed in the stock New York Exchange in 2006 December. So one of the key advantage that with Trina is that we are vertically integrated. So we manufactured all the way from the ingots to the wafer, cells, and the modules. So the entire production chain is in-house and in one single campus. So we have cost efficiency. We have much better quality control over our products. All right. So this gives you an idea of where all our offices are. And we separate our business into 4 major parts: the US regions, the Europe regions, the China regions, and the APMEA regions. So I belong to the APMEA regions, which is Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa. So for the APMEA regions, our headquarters is actually in Singapore. Then for Europe region, our headquarters is actually in Zurich. And for the States, it's actually in San Jose in California. So we choose all our offices and headquarters, at places where it's politically neutral and very innovative, countries and locations. Yep. This gives you an idea how our campus look like. So over here, I would just like to extend an invitation. If you guys do ever come to China, take some time to visit our facility. We are just about an hour away from Shanghai. So if you happen to be in Shanghai, do let us know and we can offer factory visits. Yep. So this is our campus. We call it the Trina PV Park. So our entire manufacturing of 2.4 gigawatts of capacity is at this campus itself. And why we call it the Trina PV Park? Because not only Trina is manufacturing within the facility, but we have invited some of our key strategic component manufacturers to come into the park as well. So hoping to achieve the Dell just-in-time model, where we currently already have the glass manufacturers, the cable manufacturers within the industry park. Yep. So given today's, market situations, you want to be with a partner, be with a supplier who can actually, stay on sustainable and, fight through the turbulence. So Trina Solar have been consecutively for 2 years to be ranked within the top 3 by a consultant study done by PwC of the sustainability PV company growth. So in 2011, we actually ranked first, and in 2012, we are ranked second. And one of the key advantage that Trina has is that we have a very strong balance sheet, even till today, given today's, tough market situations, comparing to some of our key peers in China. And, you want to be with a company that can stay on long enough to honor the 25 years power output guarantee that we are offering to our clients. Yep. So apart from PV module manufacturing, we have developed ourselves into the downstream capability as well. So we do offer, EPC services, project developments, system designs, and a lot of other services, for our clients. And we do have training academics, in our facilities in China. We can provide technical trainings and some module reviews and testings as well. And we invest a lot into the R&D as well. Not just focusing on cost savings, but to do R&Ds and provide innovative products. And something that we are very proud of is that, our own laboratory actually have been named as the state key laboratory by the Chinese government. And currently, this is the only PV laboratory in China recognized by the Chinese government. And we have international corporations, like for example with Series in Singapore and like for Australia National Universities. Yep. So at our own laboratories, we are actually capable of doing all the testings required by IEC and UL, except the fire test. So we are capable of doing about over 30 of in-house testings, like humidity freezing, thermal expansions, thermal cycles, so on and so forth. And when we do our internal testings, we actually do it at a much stringent criteria required by IEC and UL. Yep. So nowadays, every PV manufacturer claim that they have IEC certification, they have UL certifications, and Trina have all the certifications required worldwide as well. Apart from that, we have additional certificates like NTPID certificates, SEM Plus certificates, ammonia and salt mist certificates. But having the certificates itself is just not enough, because having the certificates means that you have sent some panels to the testing lab for testing, and those panels are good. It does not mean that your manufacturing process is consistent and continuously producing good quality products. So it's very important that Trina have this in-house testing lab where we actually select random batches out of our production and send it for in-house testings, so that we can always fine-tune and make sure that our quality is consistent, and we are always in line with our quality control. Yep. Therefore, we are able to give industrial leading warranties, which we offer a 10-year product warranty and a 25-year linear output warranties. And all our modules are all positive tolerance. Yep. So this chart gives you a good idea how our warranties actually compares to some of competitors in the markets. Yep. So we actually have products which is suitable for every segments, for residential, commercial, and utilities. This gives you an overview of the range of products that we are offering. And given the time today, I'll just focus on 4 of the more innovative products that we are offering out to the markets. So firstly is the honey modules. Honey modules is currently the world records modules, recognized by Tooth Remnants. The power output is reaching 284.7 peak power with the 60 cell modules. And then the most durable modules, the PDG5, which actually is a double glass modules. So instead of using the normal bed sheets for the PV modules, we actually use 2 layers of tempered glass. So I'll touch on more on the products later. And then we have mounting solutions as well, and same as what K2 have shared earlier, we have designed our mounting solutions at 10 degrees as well, which is the optimum tilt angle for such flat rooftops installations. And lastly, the Trina Smart, which is a PV modules which already incorporate with the DC-DC maximizer at the junction box. All right, so first of all, I'll just go on more in depth into the honey technology. This is a 60 cell modules that we are offering out at the market at the moment with our cutting edge honey technology. It's a 60 cell modules which given up to about 265 watt peak, widely available now. Some of the key innovations that some of the key value engineering that we have put in was firstly the texturing process. We have improved the texturing process from the conventional methods, so that we are able to attract more sunlight, and we have bring down the reflectivities from 23% to under 4%. So this increased widely the cell efficiency. Secondly, we have to use the selective topic methods, so that the carriers will able to generate more power and does not recombine easily together. The positive and the negative does not recombine easily together. So this allows us to respond to a much better sunlight spectrums and also perform better at low light irradiations. So we are able to generate a lot much earlier in the day and generate a lot longer during the evening as well. Yep. We have also made use of thinner bus bars so that this reduce the module resistivities and it increase also the cell surface areas to the sunlight. So these minor changes actually increases the efficiency of the cell as well. Then we have used much more transparent glasses and higher transmissions EVAs. So all these minor improvements have allowed us to push up another 1 to 2% increment in the cell efficiency and overall increase the entire module outputs and the energy outputs. All right. So we also use very reliable components. The junction box come with the IP67 ratings, and we only use the original multi-contact MC4 connectors because connectors might be a very minor parts of the entire modules, but the good conductivities of the connectors is very crucial, and that will actually prevent power losses as well. All right. So this is a quick simulations that we have done with PVCs to compare our honey products with our competitors within the 250 range. This is just for reference. Yep. So next I'll talk about the double glass modules. So conventionally all PV modules come with a tempered glass and a bed sheets. Either a TBT or either a KPE bed sheets. But the bed sheets itself actually breathes. So the bed sheet actually allows the moistures to go into the modules and actually make the degradation slightly more severe. So now we have came with the double glass panels, which both sides are with tempered glass. So it's much more durable in terms to the impacts, and being two layer of glass, it does not allow moisture to go in. Yep. So this is how the module looks like. It's frameless, come with white EVA EVA. So this is the appearance. Yep. So being frameless and two layer of glass, PID will not happen. So it greatly reduces the risk of PID happening to these panels. And because it's two layer of glass, so it's a lot more durable. So it is much more micro crack preventable. If you look at the charts, on my right, you can see that comparing to a frame modules, the maximum deformations is a lot lesser as compared to conventional modules. Yep. And as I shared earlier, because the normal bed sheets actually allows moistures to get into the modules. So right now with two layer glasses is much more resistant, and therefore the degradations of the panels will be a lot better. Yep. And because it's two layer of glasses, so it have passed the higher standards of the fire testings done by UL. All right. So not only coming out with durable modules, we have further think about how to bring down costs, because nowadays to the installers, bringing down the entire system cost is very crucial. So we have roll out with this, we call it the Trina Mount 3, the DG kits. So it's basically the double glass modules which come already with the racking system, and this is a very ideal solutions from flat rooftops, concrete flat rooftops. This is a comparison with a conventional systems. You have to put concrete blocks and plenty of rails and rackings on the rooftops, where our easy Trina Mount mounting systems, you have very little components and easily mounting on the flat rooftops. Yep. So basically, the module itself already come with the rackings, and then you just need to place some of the ground rails on the ground, and then you just need to unfold the rackings, plug and play, install it on the railings, and the structure is done. All right, so from the start to the end, it just takes about 40 seconds to install one panel. Yep, so this is how the entire installations will look like, and over down there on the right, it shows you how the packaging comes. Yep. So as I've shared, you have much fewer parts. If you look at the BOM list, the bill of material list on the right, you will need a lot of rails, columns, bolts and nuts, and concrete blocks. Whereas for Trina Mount 3DG, you have much lesser parts, so it helps you with your logistics, storage. And we lay it out at a 10 degrees tilt angle, which is optimum, and these have already been proven by K2 earlier. And so with the entire solutions, the installation is a lot faster. You have savings on installation timings, on logistics, and a lot other components. So you bring down the entire cost of the balance of systems. Yep. And lastly, the Trina Smart. This is the DC-DC optimizers, which we have developed together with Tigo Energy from US. So in the past, in order to have a DC-DC maximizer, you actually need to buy additional maximizer units, and then you have to mount it on site. And now we have already incorporated into our junction box, so the maximizer already come with the module itself. Yep. And with the Tigo solutions, you can pair with any inverters, and is suitable in any parts of the world, as compared to some other maximizers where you have to use specific inverters to work together. Yep. So this gives you an idea how the monitoring systems look like. So you can monitor at a panel level the voltage, the output, the currents, and the temperature of the modules since day one of the installations. Yep. And the great thing about the DC-DC maximizer is that, let's say if you have installations, or residential cases where there's shadings, with the maximizer, it can prevent your shading losses, not to the entire string, but just to the particular modules. And you have different orientation installations. The maximizers can help to improve, the losses as well, the mismatch and all that. So with that, we have already some test beddings and reference projects already done here in Israel, and all these projects have been doing very well so far. All right. So before I end my presentations, Trina is a company that care about the environment as well. We not only want to produce PV modules, which is green, we want to ensure that our manufacturing process is very green as well. So we have emphasized a lot in the EHS, and we are one of the very few manufacturers worldwide who actually gotten the British standards for the carbon footprint. And we have been continuously doing value engineering and doing our parts in bringing down the carbon footprint, the electricity used by producing our modules, and the water using the wastewater. So all our wastewater in our plants, we actually have our own recycling plants in our facilities. So we treated all the wastewaters before we actually pass it out to the drains and the rivers. Yep. And the sustainability scorecards done by the Silicon Valley Toxic Coalitions in 2011 and 2012. In 2011, we are actually ranked second worldwide, and in 2012, we are actually ranked first. Yeah. All right, with that, I'll end my presentation here. Thank you everyone for listening. Yeah.